Hi, I'm Christian, and this is the first episode of Cross Trails Podcast. Sorry about the sound quality, because I'm starting this before my microphone arrives, because this is going to be a heavy one. And I want to get it out while it's still raw. Today's episode is going to be about grief. I've recently lost my biological paternal granddad. And over the weekend, I lost a friend also, and I've got my paternal step-grandfather is currently on his deathbed, so I'm dealing with a lot of grief, and it's different types of grief, I find. So, to put it into context, my biological granddad, the one who passed away, he wasn't in my life. He was horrible to my nan. She left him for another man because of this, who's my step-granddad, who we'll get onto later. And because he had issues with drink, my dad protected me from him, and he wasn't much in my life. So I didn't really grieve the man himself. However, during the eulogies, he sounded like a different man that was portrayed to me. And I know when people die, people sort of make out the best, but I'm kind of the opposite, I think, actually. I think, he's kind of a dick. But it just got me thinking. I was quite sad and maybe a bit jealous, because I had cousins who had quite a good relationship with him. I think I was grieving the relationship that I didn't get to have, rather than the man himself. Because it sounds like he was quite a good granddad. And I kind of feel like I missed out on that. And I'm grieving that that's something I didn't get to, experience. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. Because when I was getting ready for the funeral, it was more like, oh yeah, I'm going to go, be there for my dad. Because even though my dad didn't, have the best relationship with him, it was still his dad at the end of the day. So yeah, but no, it hit me in a weird way. And then we get on to my friend Steve, who, unfortunately, while out on a run, was hit by a car. I believe he was resuscitated twice and put on life support. And this morning, I believe it was switched off. It's heavy, no one goes out for a run and doesn't expect to come home. You go for a run and you think about what you're going to do after. You're going to think about, I'm going to have a shower, I'm going to have some food, I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. And I'm not going to make out me and Steve were like best friends. I met him at the 2023 Great Lakeland Free Day. We hit it off straight away. We met through my friend Russell, who is a very, very good friend of mine. I love him to bits. But anyway, so he lives in Cambridge. I grew up in Newmarket, which is just about 20 minutes away from Cambridge. So it was nice. We just got it off straight away. He was like, he knew where I lived. I knew where he lived. We were talking about like Cambridge Sausage Company, which, I don't eat sausages anymore. But when I did, boy, were they, blimey. Even now, I'd probably kill for one of them. But even though I still wouldn't eat it. But anyway, I'm digressing. But it's a weird, I feel a lot. I feel a lot for this man. So I met him at this race, and I met him a couple other times. The most recent time was at the Montaigne Lakeland 100 mile race, which I was meant to be doing, but I didn't. I ended up going, and I just being an audience member. So that's my mate Lewis was also running the race. I saw him before. It was really nice to see him. It was the first time I'd seen him in quite a while. And unfortunately, he did DNF the race. But he was happy with what he'd done. He's a dragon back finisher. He's allowed a DNF. that was the last time I saw him. And yeah, it's weird. I feel a lot of emotion, and I feel like I'm carrying it for other people. I'm carrying it for my friend Russell. Like I said, they were very, very good friends, and Russell's a very, very good friend of mine. I'd done this as well when someone else's dad died, and they were telling me, and I could see they were on the brink of tears, and I started crying. And they were like, "What are you crying for?" I was like, "I'm upset because you're upset." And I've always said, like, I'm not that much of an empath, but I think I've got to get over it and stop pretending I'm Billy Big Bollocks. I am an empath. You know, I feel for other people. And this brings me on to my living granddad. I call him my granddad. He's my step granddad. Granddad Barry. Him and my nan met in the 80s. I was born in 1990, so I grew up with him, you know, as my granddad, really. And he's on his deathbed now. He's, you know, bless him. And I'm just sort of grieving because I'm losing him. It's a case. It's sort of like when my nan died, his wife. She was dying for so long that when she actually died, I was kind of like, it's over. You know, it's done. I've sort of already felt like I grieved for the woman that I was losing. And I kind of feel like it's going that way. So it's just weird how I just needed to talk about these different griefs, different type of grief that I'm going through, because it feels like I'm not just grieving someone who's died and sad about them being dead. It's different types, you know, grieving for something I didn't have, grieving for someone else, and grieving for something that's currently happening. It's just weird. But yeah. So anyway, that's as much as I think I want to say on that matter. I think that's as much as I'm going to say. I've had a lot of death in my time. I'm only 30. How old am I? 33. 33. Yeah, it's 2024. Yeah, I'm 33. I've had a lot of death in my life, and I seem to get good at handling it. A bit too good. And I think that's why I felt like I had no empathy. But I do. That's bollocks. So yeah. That was a very heavy 8 minutes. So I'm just going to actually sort of conclude it. Might be a 7-minute conclusion. So basically, I want to do 15 minutes of just chatting absolute codswallop at you. Because I feel like it's something I need. I talk to myself a lot, especially on long runs. I talk to myself a lot. So I'm probably going to just sort of do this weekly, every Wednesday. Like I said, sound quality might not be as good this time because I'm waiting to get a microphone. It's on its way. It's from China, so we'll see. But, I mean, I might only do like a few episodes and pack it in. Or, you know, I might continue to do this, but it's going to be very no frills, no bro science, no sponsorships of, you know, snake oil. You know, and eventually I will get other people to come chat with me for 15 minutes. I had a conversation with someone while I was at the Lake District. I was in a hostel. I forgot her name now. I do know her Instagram handle. I think it's Ultra Mum on the Run. And we were just talking about, you know, stuff I do with my friends, and she just went, "You've got really cool friends." And I was like, "Do you know what? I do have cool friends." So I'm going to get some people, I'm not going to be trying to get like, you know, B-list celebrities or anything on here or anything like that. I'm just going to get mates who've done some cool stuff. And it's not all going to be about running. I know my personality is very much just all based on running, but I want to learn stuff as well. And I've got some very cool people in my life who do stuff I have no clue about, and I'd like to learn stuff. And then, maybe you might learn something if you continue to listen. Who knows? Who knows? This might not go on. We'll see. But anyway, this is me rambling on a bit because I'm nervous. This is my first one. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going to happen. But yeah, it's just sort of what to expect in the future, really. And I needed to get that out a bit about grief because people say, "Oh, if you want to talk, I can talk," but I feel like I don't want to be a burden on people, and I know I won't be because I know I'm the exact same. If someone wants to talk to me, welcome anytime. You're not going to be a burden. But anyway, that's my dash cam. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So yeah, I just feel like maybe this is a bit of an outlet for me, which would be good for me. But yeah. All right, I'm going to leave it there. So I'm going to cut it short this week. I'll try and keep it 15 minutes. And because I don't want to be boring people. And like I said, I'm already waffling. But I don't have a lot to speak about this time. It was just, like I said, trying to get something out that needed to be spoken out loud. And I think that this is what this podcast is going to be. It's me just chatting my thoughts, stuff that needs to be said just to get off my chest. I won't get political. That's one thing I won't do. I won't do politics. I'm just going to leave that there. No politics, please. And yeah, cool. All right. I have no intro or outro music because this is very... Fuck it, I'm just going to go in my car and record this. So yeah, there's no cover art or anything at the minute. Like I said, microphones are on the way. Yeah, that's it. Cool. So yeah, just pretend there's outro music coming and my voice is fading, and that's it. And thank you for listening.